Hey guys, welcome back to the Recovery Lab for another lab gear review. I'm really excited about this one. I've had this video planned for a while in terms of just showing you guys another active recovery modality that I am a huge fan of, that I use a lot here in Recovery Lab and in the Performance Center, and that is the Normatec recovery system. You know, this is something that I've been using for close to 10 years from my time at the University of Florida when I was first exposed to it, when they first entered the sports recovery kind of segment and market, to now. You know, so I have, you know, this is a second generation Normatec unit that I've had for a few years now that I really love, and I'm really excited to show you guys their new line, the Pulse model, which is an update to this unit, and just kind of show you guys some of the updates, some of the things I really like about it, and how Normatec continues to evolve and continues to push the active recovery market. Stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get to it. Rick, what do you think about the Normatec?
This thing is awesome.
Yeah, how's it helped you with your training for your lacrosse comeback?
You up.
Yeah.
Next morning, feel fantastic.
Awesome, man.
Right now, don't feel too great. Tomorrow morning, I'll feel fantastic.
That's it. Beautiful. Extra recovery. Recovery is key in the Recovery Lab. Okay guys, so I'm really excited for this video because the Normatec is one of these things that is a very, very rare universal recommendation by me. In terms of my athletes, this is something that I love because it's easy to use. I can teach them how to use it, and it's just plug and play. You know, the reason I really like these types of active recovery units and the reason I'm moving away from icing is because this is using a more natural pathway. This is just augmenting what your body is already doing. It's aiding in that lymphatic return, it's aiding in that venous return. Even though it's a passive modality in the sense that you're just sitting there and letting the Normatec do its thing, it's active in the pathway that it's using to help your body recover. In terms of like throwing ice bags on for recovery, like after heavy exertion or heavy activity, that's kind of really just slowing down some of your metabolic processes, and it really isn't what we thought it was. And I'll save the icing lecture for another video, but that's kind of the reason I've really moved towards things like the Normatec, because again, augmenting what your body is already doing, okay? So the cool part about Normatec also is that they're really a company that's constantly evolving and they're constantly making their products better. Like, so what I have here to show you guys is, this is actually generation 2. I actually had a generation 1 unit at my time at the University of Florida when Normatec first broke into the sports recovery segment. Originally, these units were designed for lymphedema patients, people who had had lymph nodes removed and were struggling with, like, you know, maybe swelling or not being able to get a lot of venous return, lymphatic return after surgery. So it busted into the sports market, and it's kind of been a market leader ever since. So fast forward a few years, and now they've released these pulse models, and this pulse model is unbelievable. Okay, so all of the things that I might have had as like negatives towards the, you know, the generation 1 and 2 versions have been addressed tenfold in the new unit. So this is the Pulse. All right, it's a battery-powered unit with a rechargeable internal battery, so you can run this thing cordlessly, whereas this one you have to have this plugged in. Not a huge problem, but if you're somebody who's traveling a lot and you want to use your unit maybe on the road or on a bus, now you can do that with this rechargeable battery unit. Okay, so one of the other things that Normatec changed was the old unit, you used to have different hoses, right? So you had to have a single hose if you just wanted to do one arm or one leg extremity, and I'll show you guys the sleeves in a second, or you had to have the double hose attachment to use 2 legs or 2 arms at a time. Not that that's a huge deal, but it required that you bought another hose. The new unit actually has it's one hose. It's got a double attachment feature, so it's kind of like default setting, I don't know if you guys can see that, is to just clip them in here and use both boots at once. If you only wanted to use one boot, these guys got really nifty, and what they did was they put this little rubber plug in the bottom of the adapter, and you can just plug up your other one that you're not using so that it's only driving air into one sleeve. So they've simplified the unit in the sense that now you only really need one hose, okay? You don't need multiple attachments anymore. And it makes the use of the unit even better. Obviously, one of the other huge upgrades to this is the LED display. Okay, so this LED display will actually show you which zone the Normatec is currently filling, okay? And I'll explain to you how the Normatec actually works so that you can understand maybe the LED display a little bit better. What the Normatec does is it's an intermittent compression unit that segmentally compresses your tissues so that it's creating a direction for that blood flow, right? So if you have, for example, a leg sleeve on, it will start by filling the bottom chamber. It'll fill this one. First it'll pressurize all of them, and then it has an internal sensor that will then start to compress this bottom unit, relax it, it'll compress it again, and then it'll move on to the next chamber. Okay, so then it'll compress this one, relax the next chamber, compress it again, and then it'll release the bottom and go on to the next one. So essentially what's happening is this sequential order of inflation and compression creates that lymphatic return, just like lymphatic drainage massage. It's an ingenious design, and the best part about the Normatec 2 is even on the old unit, it's one plug, right? So you plug it in once. Some of the other compression units on the market have multiple hose attachments. You have to address the PSI individually, and they're a little bit more setup intensive, where the Normatec, you literally plug it in, turn it on, pick your pressure intensity, and hit play, and you're good to go. And just let the thing do its job. So Normatec recommends treatment times for anywhere between 20 and 60 minutes. Now, anecdotally, I have found that 30-minute treatment is right in the wheelhouse, and I get excellent results. Okay, my athletes report to me less delayed onset muscle soreness, less muscular fatigue. They just feel fresher the next day and ready to hit their training hard. For me in the recovery lab, giving my athletes a small edge after they're done training so that they can get the most out of their next day is huge, okay? And that's how we're really gonna optimize our results, is by mitigating risk and helping our athletes get the most out of their body on a day-to-day basis. Another thing that I really like about this unit is that it's super easy to maintain. There's no maintenance involved with the actual unit itself, okay? The only maintenance that I usually recommend is cleaning out the sleeves kind of proactively. Just put a bag of like plain Lysol wipes next to the units, and my athletes just wipe them out after they're done, especially if they're sweaty, and just lay them open and let them dry out. These are antimicrobial material, and especially the new unit, the boots and the actual sleeves, the quality has improved drastically, and I already thought that they were great, okay? I guess one of the biggest concerns that people have with the Normatec is, what if the boots pop? I've owned a Normatec, at least one Normatec for the last 10 years. I started with Generation 1, which I don't have anymore. I've had these units for a long time. I've never, in any instance, had a boot pop. You know, obviously, if you puncture it with something sharp, you know, probably gonna puncture it. But if you're using it in your home or at your facility, there's very, very little risk involved with this, okay, in terms of it popping. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be concerned about it because the customer support and service over at Normatec is A+. Okay, you can go on their website, fill out the contact us form, and they will get back to you within a day. So they are very on top of their customer service. They stand behind their product. They believe in it. And I'm sure that they would help you in any way if you ever had an issue maintenance-wise. So that's all I do. I have the guys clean them out. They lay them out on the tables. I let them dry, and then I put them, you know, fold them up and put them away. You know, these, you know, even though they seem a little bit bulky, you know, they fold down really nice. You know, so if it's in a shelf or in a drawer, it's really easy to pack. This is something that if you're an athlete who travels a lot, you can certainly travel with this, especially with the new portable unit. It's definitely a space saver. I wanted to show you guys another. I'm going to put the MVP, the older one, away for a sec. And I wanted to show you guys some of the updates that they made in terms of the actual sleeves, okay? So one of my gripes on the old unit was that the leg sleeve had this seam at the bottom, right? So as these chambers on either side inflated, it kind of left a pinch point for your foot, okay? So what Normatec had done is they redesigned their boot, their leg boot, and they added another inflatable baffle at the bottom. So now you have two seam design on the bottom of this, and this bottom piece actually inflates. So now it not only doesn't crush your foot, it actually kind of massages the bottom of your feet. So if you're having like maybe some swelling in your foot and ankle, this is definitely something that can help you push some of that swelling out. So I really like that new design. But again, you know, you can see like this is really quality material. You wouldn't know this, but this sleeve itself is about 5 years old. Okay, and again, with basic maintenance, it'll stay brand new for you. Just take care of it, and you will not have a problem, I assure you. So, in terms of my recommendations, if you're an athlete, a CrossFit athlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, field sport athlete, I love this for my baseball players, but any kind of competitive athlete, a triathlete, a cyclist, an endurance athlete on any level, if you're competing rigorously, the Normatec is definitely for you, okay? I generally recommend this as my go-to for post-training recovery and post-competition recovery, okay? This isn't going to be an end-all be-all treatment for an injury, but it can definitely be a part of a treatment intervention plan. For example, if you're somebody, I had recently a post-op ACL, okay, so he had a lot of joint line effusion in his knee. We did some lymphatic drainage, we did some muscle activation work, we did his rehab exercises, and then we did a nice 30-minute treatment in the Normatec with his legs elevated to help, again, aid that lymphatic return. Now, I will tell you that with your post-op athletes, you want to be careful with the amount of pressure that you use. If they have a lot of swelling and you use a lot of pressure, you're going to really clog up those lymph channels, and it's going to be a little bit sore for them the next day, like in their groin, especially if it's a leg. Or behind the knee, like where you have those higher density areas of lymph nodes. But in those situations, the best part about this is you can just drop the power level down. So if you're post-op, I would say anywhere between 1 and 3 is the power level that I would recommend if you're a post-op athlete. And if you're just doing general recovery, I crank this thing up to 7, okay? Like if I'm lifting heavy and I'm gonna use it for myself, 7 feels amazing, okay? It feels like you're getting a nice lymphatic massage, and it's awesome, okay? So I definitely use the high setting for recovery. The other really cool feature about this is the zone boost button, okay? So the zone boost, like I was explaining before, like how the actual unit works, if you want a little extra like oomph at a certain point, let's just say your quad is real sore and you want to throw a little extra love on the quad, you can wait till that chamber is inflating on the LED button and then hit the zone boost, and it's going to give you a little extra effort in that area, okay? So the cool part is this is their base model now. They actually have a pro model, a clinical model, that allows the clinician to then individually set the PSI in each of the chambers. The advantage to that is really in your post-op athletes, okay? So if you're somebody who's seeing a lot of acute stuff, if you're in a PT clinic and you're seeing a lot of like post-op joint replacements, post-op, ligament reconstructions, or just you're working with post-op athletes in general, the pro model is probably what you want, okay? Because then you'll have the ability to say, you know what, I want to squeeze around the shin a little bit, but I want to give a little bit less pressure on the knee and then squeeze on the thigh again, okay? Because I don't want to like overload the pressure on that surgical site. That is the model that you want. Again, I have the base model because I'm in a sports performance setting. Most of my athletes are not hurt. They're using this to aid in their recovery for the next day. So the Pulse model and then the Pro model, I would say Pulse is for if you're an athlete, a competitive athlete, and you're looking for an absolutely rock star recovery method, the Pulse is the way to go. If you're looking for, if you're a clinician or you own a clinic, definitely talk to Normatec about their clinical model, their professional model. It's a little bit more money, but it'll definitely be worth it in that extra ability to adjust the internal settings. I'm going to show you guys real quick how easy this is to use, okay? So I'm going to show you on the Pulse model because this is the one that's commercially available right now. Basically, it's already charged, fully charged. If you wanted to, you could plug in the DC, the adapter right into that little port there, and you can use it while it's plugged in, or you can use it without it being plugged in. So this is the adapter is going to click right into place, okay? You get that nice click, it's in. And then on this side, I'm just going to show you one. You're just going to click this boot in, okay? And that's it. If you have the other boot, you click it in here. If not, you're going to put the plug in, and basically you're going to hit the play button, and that's it. This unit's now running. The timer is started. It's that easy, okay? So this doesn't take a clinician to set you up. You could set this up at home on your own at any time that you'd like. Okay, guys, so the last thing we need to talk about with the Normatec is price, okay? When Normatec first came out, they were a little bit more expensive. I can recall back in the day, and don't quote me on this, but our units were running around $2,000, $2,500 plus, and with the extra attachments, you're looking at, $3,000 for a full system. They redesigned it and actually made it cheaper and more affordable, which absolutely blows my mind. And there's lots of different packages you can choose from depending on the type of athlete that you are. If you're somebody who's looking for I just want the leg boots and I'm a runner and I want my legs to recover after, my marathon running, then all you need is the basic system, which is the unit, comes with the adapter, comes with your double hose, and the both legs is going to run you about $1,495. Considering what you're getting for that price, that is an absolute home run. And I've got something even better for you. Normatec, when I approached them about this video, they were absolutely awesome about it, and they even offered to throw in a little kick-in coupon code for you. So you guys can get $100 off any purchase, okay, with using the coupon code AMP17, okay? So AMP17, get $100 off at checkout on any system that you buy, okay? You can then add the arms or the hips individually. One of the things I didn't show you guys, like I actually, for my new system, I got the hip sleeves as well. Okay, so let me pull those out for you real quick. So I got these hip sleeves, for some of my other athletes, who want to get up in their, their glutes, their upper hamstrings, their upper quads. The hip sleeves are awesome. You basically just step into them, you clip on the buckles, you adjust the tightness around your waist, plug it in, boom, and you're ready to rock, okay? On my old unit, I still use the arm sleeves for my old unit, okay? So I didn't go and get the arm sleeves for the new one yet. I bided my time since I already had the arm sleeve for my old unit, and it works great. And, my baseball players absolutely love this. My throwing athletes absolutely love this. This is a much better recovery method than icing after pitching, okay? So if you wanted to have the legs or the arms, that's going to be your $14.95 price point, okay? If you wanted to do the leg and the hip as a bundle, right, so you have the full leg system, you're looking at around $18.95 for that. And then the full system with every attachment is about $2,500, okay? Honestly, again, for what you're getting, this is the market leader in compression systems. There are a lot of other systems out there. I didn't feature them in this video because I'm not going to spend my money on them. Normatec is worth every penny, okay? So again, $100 off, AMP17 is the coupon code. Please, definitely if you're looking to give this a try, you can even go on the website and you can look up recovery centers, AMP Recovery Lab being one of them, and come out and rent time on the unit. So there's even companies now that will let you pay to get a 20 or 30 minute treatment, and you can try it out and see if you like it at one of those recovery centers. Just put your zip code in, see if one's near you, and then just give them a call. But I definitely recommend, if you're a serious athlete, getting one for yourself is well worth the ticket price. This thing is absolutely awesome, and for $2,500, you're getting the best recovery system on the market, in my opinion. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this lab gear review. I just wanted to thank the guys over at Normatec. It's normatecrecovery.com. Go check them out. Follow them on Instagram at ntrecovery. You can follow me on Instagram at MikeStella_ATC. You can follow AMP on Instagram at AMP_athlete. Come check us out on our website at ampathletes.com/recovery lab. If you want to try out a unit and you are in the New York area, please message me, email me, DM me, text me, whatever way you want to get in touch. If you want to come try mine out, you are more than welcome to do so. I'll be happy to hook you up. But again, thanks to Normatec. Thank you guys. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, leave a comment, question. If I have the answer, you will get it. If I don't have the answer, I will get it from Normatec. So just wanted to say thank you guys very much. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys on another episode of Lab Gear Review.